Welcome to the latest episode in our video diary series. I'm Henry Higgins, and it's been an interesting week. Nothing super major happening, however, little things in my life going on an upward trajectory. Also, some friends had some interesting milestones, which I will talk about in a little bit. And Josh finished school for another year. Obviously, the end of the previous school year, the year just gone, has been unique. I'll mention that in a bit as well. But first of all, DDP Yoga is going well. I know I said I wasn't going to weigh myself on week to week, just month to month. I did weigh myself. I'm not going to record the weight on the spreadsheet. Weekly I'm going to do that, monthly just to show a bit of progression hopefully, but we are on a slight downward curve, just to let you know we are heading in the right direction. I believe this is the last week of the current schedule coming up, at which point we will switch it up again. I'll have a look at the mixtape exercises and we'll see what we can do with jazzing them up a little bit, taking some things out, putting some new things in. I've started going for a walk. I used to go for a walk just down to the water every night to clear my head a little bit before going to bed. Stopped doing that for a while, but I've started up again. But rather than just going for a short walk down to the water, it's only like a minute away. I've started walking around. If anyone knows Carnarvon at all, it's up past the Asda, round the water to the castle, round the castle and back again. It's about a mile in total to walk. So I've been doing that every night for the last 2 weeks now. For the last week. Apologies, I started doing it on Friday of last week. Previous week, sorry, when Josh was here. So I've been doing that. That's been a nice headspace thing to clear. The exercises are going well. I did have some problems with my legs. However, Shane from work, who is also a qualified physiotherapist, sat and spoke with him about why my leg was hurting whenever I was sat down. Up and walking around was fine, but if I sat down for any length of time and stood up, I had to almost crank myself open to stand up straight. There was tightness in the hips, and basically he explained that because my chair was set too high, like raised up, I put it to the top, my right leg was dangling a little bit before to reach the floor, so it was stretching the tendon, and that's what was causing the problem. So I lowered the chair, and after lowering the chair over the course of a week and a bit, that's gone now, pretty much eradicated. So thank you to Shane for that. That's an interesting little health benefit that he's given me there. But back to the yoga, everything is going well. DDP recently posted a video advising that he is COVID-19 positive, coronavirus positive. So best wishes to him on a speedy recovery. Best wishes to his daughter as well, who I believe also has the virus, on a speedy recovery. And best wishes to anyone who has caught this horrible disease, this infection. Best wishes to all of you. Hope you all get a speedy recovery and we can start moving towards getting out of this pandemic. But to do that, we need to follow the advice of the doctors and the scientists and not just debunk them because certain people in power just don't believe in science, it seems. So wear a mask when you're out and about. Just wear a mask. If Kane can do almost an hour in a Royal Rumble in a mask, you can wear a mask for 15 minutes to go to a shop. Okay? You can wear a mask for the time that you're outside in public. You're not even physically exerting yourself. So wear a mask. I mentioned work earlier. My colleague Shane. He's back in my team now, which is a big help. I always felt it was a mistake taking him out of the team. He's back in the team now. After the coronavirus scare, the working from home thing, and then some IT issues, we seem to have come out the other side of it. June was a rough month for everyone involved because of that double whammy. But July has been a really good month so far. We seem to be over the worst of it. The office is buzzing. We're working at like a half capacity at the moment in the office because of the social distancing measures. Everyone seems to be following the social distancing measures without any problems. And it seems like, say, we are over the worst of it. The work is picking up again. And things are looking good. Things are looking very good. I've got a new boss, David, got promoted, which is great. He's now like a buffer, a go-between between myself and the directors. It's good, it's a nice filter, which seems to, he's only been in the position since the start of July, but he seems to have fit in the position well. And I love my job. I mentioned that in a few videos before. I work for a company called cliche Credit Management, and I love working there. It's a fantastic company to work for. It's a relatively small company. It's a family business. Directors have been so good to me over the years. I've been there for over 10 years now. They've been loyal to me, I've been loyal to them, and I've had a career progression with them, which I never had in any real job before. I'm in a good place when it comes to my work life, and that is bled into my personal life and other things which I'll touch about later on in the video. But yeah, work is going fantastically well. Back in the office tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be doing the working from home thing again. It looked like it was going to have to happen, but Boris Johnson, UK Prime Minister, has stated that the social distancing rules and work from home if you can advice is going to be toned down. So it may be that we're just back in the office again. There's pros and cons to both. Maybe as work has shown that the working from home model can work in the business we're in, maybe they'll go back to like an amalgamation of them, where we work from home sometime in the month, we work in the office other times in the month. I can see an advantage to that. But yeah, who knows, time will tell. I mentioned that a good work life has bled into my personal life, and for those who have been watching the channel for a bit, know I had a bit of a breakdown a couple of weeks ago. Everything kind of got on me at once, and not speaking to anyone about it compounded that, simply because there was little things, but not speak. There was, if I'd spoken about like one little thing and got that dealt with, then when the second little thing came along, I would have had the first thing playing on my mind, not as much. But what basically happened was I didn't speak to anyone about things, and everything piled on top of each other until it just cracked the foundations. And the first step was I spoke to the HR manager at work, which was a great help. Then I went and saw my GP, and now I'm seeing like a counsellor every Thursday. And the second session was Thursday just gone. The first session we had the week before was like an overview of, she was simply asking questions and like, tell me about this, tell me about that, and she had obviously taken notes. What it seems like she's going to be doing is she's taken like one small section from the note here to talk about on Thursday just gone and expanding on that. So I fully expect next week to take another section and expand on it again. This week we spoke about my dad and his influence on me, how I feel about him, how I feel about him as a father, how I use his perceived failings with me and overcompensate with Josh because I don't want to be him. So we spoke about that quite a bit of length, about 40 minutes, and I think it's good just to be getting this out. It's good to just be speaking about things, saying things that I've kept inside for a long time, and it's cathartic. It's cliched, but it's cathartic, and it has cleared my mind a little bit. So I'm looking forward to the next session on Thursday of the coming week. I don't know what she'll choose to talk about, but it obviously will be something from the first session. But I'm optimistic As I say, things are clearing up a little bit. Perspective has been given to certain issues, and things are just going pretty well at the moment. Comparatively speaking to what they were before. However, there are still dark clouds out there. Like Black Lives Matter still is a thing. It's not been reported on anywhere near as much. It's still a thing. It still needs to be going on. It still needs to be spoken about. It still needs to be dealt with. All of these issues, and it's not just an American issue. It is a worldwide issue. It needs to be addressed, and hopefully things are being addressed. Hopefully my American friends see sense when they vote for their new president. I hope it is a new president. I don't like the fact that it seems to be either Donald Trump or Joe Biden. To 70-year-old, or to men in their 70s. I think we need a younger person in the role. I understand there's a life experience thing there as well, but someone in the late 40s, early 50s rather than a septuagenarian. But anyone but Trump really is the goal at this point. If he gets in for another 4 years, things are going to get bad. Things are going to get really bad. Because not only will he have 4 more years to mess everything up, he is vindictive enough, because he knows obviously he won't get another 4 years after the end of his second term. I believe he is vindictive enough to mess things up so much that his successor has no hope. I genuinely think that's what will happen. So my American friends, please don't vote in President Evil for a second term. Give Biden a run. He seems a more compassionate person, and yeah, just get Trump out of office. Josh isn't here this weekend. This is a weekend with his mum, so he's back at his own house for the weekend. But I did see him yesterday. As I mentioned earlier in the video, he's finished his high school year, his second year of high school, so he'll be going into his third year of high school after the summer holidays. No idea what it's going to be like though, because obviously the school was on lockdown for much of the pandemic, and then it reopened slightly for the last couple of weeks, but he's only been going in for like 4 hours on a Friday. Where that leaves them in September when they go back to school after the holidays, who knows? But I'm proud of him. We got his report card, and it was absolutely stellar across the board. Especially in maths. He had an A star in maths, the highest you can get. He had a couple of A's, B stars, everything was pretty much fantastic. So I treated him, he deserved a little treat. I tricked him a little bit as well. So he left when he left here last weekend to go back to his mum, back home on Monday. He left his keys here, and his keys have the keys to my house and his own house. So I'm at work through the week, and the buses are on a much more restricted schedule than normal. For those who don't know, I don't drive. So the buses are on a much more restricted schedule, so it wasn't feasible to get the keys to them through the week. So I says, well, I'll bring them to you on the Saturday. I know it's time with your mum, but I'll come to Bangor on the Saturday. It's like the next town over, it's like 6-7 miles away. Because I want to get The Last of Us 2 from Game, video game store, because my hometown doesn't have a video game store, so I have to go there. So I want to get The Last of Us 2 from Game in Bangor, and I'm going to trade in some of my old games. I'd like trade-in value of £45. So when I met up with him, I gave him the keys. He thinks we're going to Game to get The Last of Us 2. However, we weren't. I went there to get him Breath of the Wild for the Switch, because it's a game he's been hankering for a while. His brothers have played it to death and they talk about it constantly, praise it. So he felt like he was missing out as well. So I treated him to that. It was a nice little surprise. He fully deserves it. He's an awesome kid. I hope he enjoys the game, and I look forward to seeing him this weekend, where we will get back to the movie watching. No idea what we're going to watch at this point. I think I'm going to go with Josie and the Pussycats. It's a movie I only watched within the last year. I can't remember exactly when. I'd always put it aside and thought it was a silly, or it was going to be a silly movie that just no. However, after having it praised so much in certain circles, about the bullet, watched it, it's absolutely fantastic, it's hilarious, it's knowingly cheesy at times, but it's a great film. So I think I'll keep it light and we'll watch that this weekend before we get back to the franchise stuff, because I know he really wants to watch the Alien movies. I fear he may be bored by Alien 1, simply because he's seen all these video games and clips of, mostly from Aliens, which is action and alien and xenomorphs everywhere. So the more claustrophobic thing from the first one may not be to his liking, but I think he'll enjoy it, but I think he'll enjoy Aliens 1. But we'll find out. I may be wrong. I was wrong about the Die Hard movies, I was wrong about the Predator movies, I was wrong about the Terminator movies, of which ones he'd enjoy the most. Wasn't wrong about the RoboCop one, well we only watched 2, and the reboot, so wasn't wrong about them. However, we'll find out once we've got done with the Alien series. But that's down the line. This week I've been mostly playing Days Gone again. I'm thoroughly loving it. I believe we're getting close to the end of the game, because I've got to a point where I go to Iron Mike, he's one of the camp leaders in the game, go to his lodge, and I get a warning that if you progress past this point you're locking out the rest of the game. So that normally happens when we're getting nearer to the end of the story. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go around and clean up the things I've missed in regards to what's on the map at the moment, and then we'll get back to it. I still want to do the horde at the sawmill, which is terrifying because it's absolutely a huge horde, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this game, I adore this game. I know I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, but it's possibly the perfect third-person open world adventure game. Zombies are great. I know they're not zombies, but they're zombies. Zombies are great. Zombie apocalypse situations are great, and just having the freedom to just go around and just be a drifter in this apocalyptic world is a mechanic that I absolutely adore. So I am looking forward to finishing it, and then I'll play it again because it's that good. Do the New Game Plus thing, see how we go with that. But for now, that's essentially what I've been doing all week, has been hammering through this game. I've been working, I've been finishing up the script. I know I've said this a lot, but it's tightening up. The script on the top 10 movies of the decade thing that we're going to be doing, that's going to be hopefully an epic series for the channel. I'm going to record, edit, and have ready all of the videos at once, so that I can just upload the videos on a weekly basis. I'm hoping you join us for that. I'm hoping it draws in some new viewers as well, because everyone loves lists, most people love movies, everyone loves arguing about lists of movies. So I hope I'm covering a lot of bases there. But yeah, that's in the future. More immediately is we're going to get a new unboxing video. This Harley Quinn figure came in the post. I picked it up yesterday. I'm a little concerned, it's a 1/4 scale figure, but when I saw the size of the box isn't even large enough for a 1/6 scale. But I opened it, it's a cool little tin box as well, which you'll see in the video. It is a 1/4 scale figure, it just has to be built. So that's going to be interesting as well. So look out for that. It'll be going up tomorrow, Monday. This is up Sunday, today. Hopefully you're watching it when it goes up, but if not, if you're watching this on any day after Monday, the unboxing video is already there, so go and check it out. I've been looking forward to getting this figure for a while, so I'm happy it's here. I'm hoping it lives up to the expectations, but watch the video and find out. I've also been making some more digital art things, and I'm moving away from Draven Cage. Draven Cage, for those who don't know, was my wrestling persona. For a good chunk of my adult life, more people knew me as that name than my real name. However, since leaving wrestling behind, still a huge fan, still taking interest in it, still want my friends, my colleagues, my ex-colleagues technically, to do well for themselves, but it's part of my life that is now part of my history. And for that, I'm moving away from branding things as Draven Cage and rebranding as myself, Henry Higgins III. So I was brainstorming to come up with some new logos for the watermark, and up here you can see some of the ideas that I had after feedback from some people who I put a lot of respect in their opinions. I've decided to go with the top left on the red background, simplified design. It's 3 eyes for the third, and then a crossbar to making 2 H's as well. So Henry Higgins III, and I'm excited for this new chapter in my life. I've finally put into bed a character who has meant so much to me. You never know in wrestling. People are rarely ever fully retired. I can't see an instance when Draven Cage could make an appearance again, but I'm never going to say never on that. But for now, Draven Cage branding has been retired, and going forward, it's going to be Henry Higgins III branding on everything. Before I go, I'd just like to give a shout out to 2 people who I admire greatly, 2 friends who produce fantastic content online. There's going to be links in the description below. First up, Kate Nix, who you've seen mentioned on the channel numerous times before. You've seen me wearing her t-shirt sometimes as well. She's a fantastic singer, fantastic costume designer, and she does this show called The Lullaby Lounge, which celebrated its first year on Tuesday just gone. The Lullaby Lounge is a live stream on a Tuesday, runs in series. This is season 2. So it's going to be a thing. She mentioned 8 episodes, then she takes a break. During the breaks, it's old Lullaby Lounges watch-alongs, rewatches, and there's also a replay on a Thursday, which is what I normally join due to the time difference, and it's a great community. I recommend you check it out. As I say, there'll be a link in the description below. And the other person that we're going to give a shout out today is Bright Kelly, who also does live streams during the week. His band, The Great Enough, did a live performance last night, and it was fantastic. There's a link in the description below to that, and a link to his Twitch channel as well. The live show is the first live show they've done since the lockdown. I don't believe there was anyone actually physically in attendance at the building. It was all online, but it's another fantastic way to spend an hour and a half of your time, so I recommend you check it out. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to spend it with me. Please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, look out for the unboxing video, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.